Hello everyone, how are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. My name is Dr. Iyabo Webzo. I'm the Money to Honey coach. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm glad you're here today. If you haven't subscribed yet, you know what I'm about to say. I have so much fabulous, fantastic content for you that you should be subscribed to my page. So hit that subscribe button now so you don't forget. Also turn on the notifications bell so that as soon as I release a video, you'll be the first to know and you'll be the first to watch it. So welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm a board certified pediatrician. I'm a motivational speaker, a blogger. I'm a writer. My book, Permanent Happiness, is on Amazon. I'm also a business and lifestyle coach. I coach women and men on how to make money online and offline. And I also coach women how to date wisely and marry with wisdom. So welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm glad you're here. So let's just dive in. Today we're talking about the 7 questions to ask yourself before you start dating again. So you could be somebody that just got a divorce and you're wondering, when is it going to be time for me to get back in the dating game? You could be somebody that is still single and you've never been married and you've been dating on and off. I know there's many women out there like that who you've been dating on and off, but you have not really found the guy that you want to get married to. So you've taken some time off and you're asking yourself, is it time for me to even start dating? So it could be any of those. It's just you've taken some time off dating, or you're new out of a relationship. You're not married, but you're new out of a relationship and you're wondering, when should I get back in the dating field so that I can be successful next time? Because obviously, if you're watching this video, you want to be successful the next time you go back into dating. So what are the things the questions you need to ask yourself to really increase your chances of attracting that man of your dreams next time? So these are 7 questions you need to ask yourself to make sure that you're ready to date again. Number one, as simple as ABC, how happy am I right now? You have to be, all these questions, you have to be honest with yourself, because you're asking yourself, there's nobody there with you. So you're asking yourself in your private time, or you're on a walk, you're asking yourself that, really, Iyabo, how happy am I right now? Can I describe myself as happy? Am I happy with my life? Am I happy? Nobody can be happy all the time, but you guys know what I mean. Are you generally happy, or are you still sad most of the time? So am I happy? Am I happy after this relationship that ended? Am I happy after this divorce? How am I feeling most of the time in my life right now? Am I happy? If you cannot answer the question boldly and confidently that, yes, I'm happy, my life is peaceful, it's joyful, I'm loving my life, I'm in a very good place right now, I'm a happy person, then you're not yet ready to date. If you're not sure about that question, if the answer doesn't come out of you fast, like, oh yeah, I'm happy, I'm in a happy phase of my life, I'm just doing well, thank God, praise God, then you're not yet ready to date. Because if you go into a relationship again, before you're actually happy with yourself, you're going to be looking for a man that is going to make you happy. And unfortunately, there's no man or boyfriend or husband that can make you happy. I've realized that in my 51 years of life, that you are going to make yourself happy. Yes, your husband or your boyfriend can come and add to your happiness, but the responsibility for your happiness lies in your hands. So if you haven't been able to figure out whether you're happy or not, you need to work on yourself and get yourself into a happy, peaceful, joyful state before you start dating. Number two, this one is critical. How balanced is your work-life schedule, right? Because all of us have a work life. We have a work life, we have a home life, right? So how balanced is your work schedule with your life schedule? So have you been able to master balancing work and balancing home and your personal life? How well balanced is your life? How well balanced are your finances? How well balanced is your purpose life? All those things that make our life meaningful. All right. Number 1 was happiness, but number 2 is different. What is your purpose life like? have you really found the meaning of your life? Okay, you're happy, but what is even making you happy? What makes you jump out of bed every morning? What is your purpose? What have you found something you do, a passion, a hobby, something you do that is helping people, that is also helping you make money? What are your finances like? Are you still swimming in debt? Is your credit score still really poor? Or do you now have a job that can at least pay your bills? Are you in a good financial state where you can pay your bills, you can maybe even save a little bit, you're fine, you can buy your groceries, you can pay your rent, you don't feel like you're drowning in financial trouble? How well purposed is your life? Have you gotten your exercise routine well? I'm not saying you're going to have a perfect life, but these are all the things that that you have to ask yourself before you jump into a relationship. Because if your life is scattered, like we say in Nigeria, if it's all scattered, if it's all, and you don't know what's going on, you're still a mess, you're still squatting with a friend, or you don't know what's going on, you're not yet ready for dating. So how balanced is your life? I'm not saying is your life perfect, but how balanced is it? Do you have a routine for your exercise, for your eating? Do you have a routine with your friends? Do you have a routine for rest? Do you have a routine for your work schedule? Or if you're a business person, do you have a routine for your big business? Are your finances in order? Or at least are you on the path for your finances to be in order? I'm not saying that you have to be a millionaire or you have to have tons of money, but are you able to afford the basic things of life? Are you able to pay your rent? Are you able to eat? Are you going to be able to pay your car notes? Are you able to pay for petrol or gas? Are you able to pay for your groceries? Is your life in order? Have you been able to figure out your life balance? Or is everything just all over the place and you're hoping that when you meet this guy, he'll come and make your life better? No, you're not yet ready to date. You're not yet ready to date because you're going to take all that garbage and baggage and all the ups and downs and life into a relationship. You are going to be stressed. You're going to stress him out. The relationship isn't going to work. So how have you been able to figure out your financial life and your personal life, your work life, your business life, your exercise life? Have you been able to at least have a routine and a balance around your life? That's very, very important. And I'm going to add into this one, do you even have the time to date? Do you even have the time to date? Because some of you have too many things going on. You have your work, you have your business, you have this, you're busy doing this, you're busy doing that. Is there even any space in your life or your schedule for a man to even come in? You have to ask yourself that question, because some of you have gotten used to being single for so long that you've packed your lives full of stuff and you are rigid in your life. You don't want to change anything. You don't want to be flexible for anybody. So are you even ready to date? Because if you don't have time, you're not going to have time for the guy. So this number 2 is very important. What does your life look like every day when you wake up, from the morning to the end of the day? What does it look like? Is it a mess? Is it all disorganized? You don't know what your finances are. You don't know how much is going in, coming out. You're eating bad. You're not exercising. You're not sleeping well. You're not yet ready to date. You need to figure out your life first. And if you need a therapist or a coach, get a therapist or a coach to help you figure out your life, because there's no man that is coming to save you. Okay? A lot of you go into relationships in a bad situation. That's why the relationships don't work. Because if you're thinking that some husband is coming to rescue you, or he's going to make you happy, he's going to fulfill all your needs, he will provide you a house to live in so you'll be happy. No. Happiness comes from inside. So even if you're going to marry that husband and he's putting you in a mansion and giving you a Ferrari, if your inside is still all mixed up, your relationship is still not going to work. Okay? So that's number 2. Figure out the purpose of your life. Figure out your finances, your work life, your business life. Do you feel you're in a good, organized place there to even have time for a man to come in and experience, a good life with you? Because everybody's looking for somebody good. The husband that wants to marry you also doesn't want to marry a problem. Okay? Yeah, as much as you don't want to marry a problematic husband, the husband that is looking for you also doesn't want a problematic wife. So if you're going to carry all your problems to the husband, it's not going to work. So figure out your work life first and your financial life first. I spent time on that one because it's so important, because a lot of you, your life is a mess, then you take that mess into a relationship, then it just doesn't work. Number three, are you even healed from the last relationship? You're going to ask yourself, Iyabo, can you say you're fully healed from the last relationship? Okay. Do you feel like you've moved on from your ex-husband? Do you feel like you've moved on from your ex-boyfriend? Or are you still thinking about them and hoping that one day they'll come back? If you're still thinking about your ex all the time and hoping they'll come back, you're not yet ready to date. You need to get over that first. You need time to heal. You need time to heal from that relationship and truly know you've moved on. Or on the other hand, if it's not even that you're hoping they'll come back, on the other hand, have you even healed from the hurts from that relationship? If the relationship ended in a bad way or the divorce was a nasty one, have you healed from the grudges of that relationship? Have you healed? Can you really say that when you sit down and lay down and you're reading a book, you are not still having pent up emotions and negative emotions and still wishing your ex bad and still hoping this? If you're still in that negative mindset where you still have major grudges against your ex, you haven't forgiven and moved on, and they don't even cross your mind. It's like you don't even think about your ex anymore. You're just thinking of the future. You're loving your life. But if you're still in a state where you feel like you still want your ex, you're still in love with your ex, so you're still like thinking about him all the time and hoping maybe he will come back, hoping maybe he'll leave that wife of his or leave his girlfriend and come back to you. Or if you're still angry and hurt and wishing him bad and focusing on him and maybe stalking him on stalking him on social media, or stalking his wife on social media, or stalking his girlfriend on social media, you still have major issues. You're not yet ready to date, because you're going to take that unhealed self of yours, your unhealed emotions, into another relationship, and you're going to go and mess it up. So you have to, this one, everything I'm talking about is important, but this one is important. If you find that you're still hurt and you're still stalking him, stalking his girlfriend, stalking his wife on social media, looking at what they're doing, what they're not doing, trying to put your nose into everything, you're not yet healed. At the end of the day, if you go into a relationship, mark my words, that relationship will not last. Even if it lasts a few years, at the end of the day, it will collapse, because if your eyes are still on him and on the woman he's with, you are not yet done. You are not yet done. So you have to make sure you're done. You have to make sure that you're done. Otherwise, it's not going to work out. So if you know that you're still suffering from hurts, or you feel like you're still in love with him, you don't have any closure, you need to get a therapist or get a coach. Come to me. Let me help you figure out why it is you cannot remove your focus from that man and move on. Okay? Or go to a therapist, but you need help. You need help. If it's been about 2 years or 3 years or 4 years and you're still focused on this man, you still can't move on, you're thinking about him all the time, or you're thinking about ways to hurt him or hurt his new woman, you need help. It's not about them, it's about you. You need help. So you really, really need to seek help so you can move on. Okay, that's really important. Number four is related to number 3, but where is your thought space? What are the things you're thinking of, and what is coming out of your mouth, right? Are you one of those women who say, and trust me, I've been there, but I knew that when I was saying it, I wasn't healed. I wasn't healed. So are you still in that group of women who all they say is that all men are crazy, all men are cheaters, there are no good men out there, all men are toxic, all men are narcissists? I'm telling you, I feel like these days, every woman on social media says that every man is a narcissist. Have you guys noticed? Have you noticed? Every woman on social media, oh, I was married to a narcissist. Oh, my boyfriend is a narcissist. My husband was a narcissist. All men are narcissists. They're narcissistic. Let me ask you a question. Okay? Let me ask you a question. Are you sure it's all men that are narcissists? Because narcissists are men that are kind of like extra controlling. Are you sure that it's the men that are narcissists, or are you sure it's not you that you lack self-esteem? Okay? Because if you're somebody who's always thinking somebody else is too controlling, perhaps you're the one who has low self-esteem. You know? A lot of those women that call every man a narcissist, they are actually suffering from low self-esteem. They're suffering from low self-confidence, low self-worth. So they feel like every action of every man is controlling. This is because you don't have a high level of self-esteem. You can't stand in your ground and stand on, solidly on who you are. So you're constantly thinking he's a narcissist. You don't have enough self-esteem or self-worth, so you don't have boundaries. So you don't create boundaries from the beginning. So you go into a relationship with low self-esteem, with low self-worth, then you call every man a narcissist because you feel every man is controlling you. But that's because you started the relationship on that foundation. You started a relationship without boundaries because you lacked self-esteem. You started the relationship letting him walk all over you. A lot of you do that. You start a relationship acting very weak, acting like this woman in distress. You don't talk. You're just, everything is okay. You don't have boundaries. I'm not saying you have to be rude or aggressive, but you have to have boundaries from the beginning. A man has to know what you're going to tolerate and what you're not going to tolerate in a nice, gentle way. So you guys allow those men to walk all over you from the beginning because you lack self-esteem, and then you end up calling them narcissists. Yes, narcissists do exist. Yes, narcissists do exist, but the magnitude at which people are saying every man is a narcissist these days, you have to first check yourself that perhaps you're the one who has low self-esteem, and perhaps you're the one who has no boundaries. So therefore, it seems like every man is extra controlling because you don't have boundaries. Just food for thought for you. So you have to ask yourself, number 4, am I still thinking all men are bad? Am I still believing that all men are toxic, all men are narcissists? If you're still in that headspace, just stay single. Because why are you going to date when you've already concluded that all men are bad? No, you guys should wait and think about it. You're saying all men are bad, all men are cheaters, all men are toxic, but you still feel you're ready to go and date. You're not ready. You need to heal. You need to heal because it's not possible that all men can be toxic and all men cheat and all men are narcissists. It's not possible. Think about it. Listen to yourself. It's not possible. You are the one who needs to heal. And perhaps you also need to change your friend group. Because a lot of women who say that, all their friends are also saying it. If you're in a friend group where all of the women there have been cheated on by their husbands and they haven't done anything about it, and they stay, and then they start saying all men are cheats, all men are bad, where am I even going? Let me just sit down with this one. He's been cheating on me, but let me just accept it. Because even if I leave him and I go to the next man, that one is going to cheat on me too. If you are in that circle of friends, you need to change your friend circle. Yeah. Or at least you need to make sure that they're not getting into your headspace. Because if you continue in a circle of women who have been hurt by men and who are not strong enough to leave that relationship, to move on and have a better relationship, or at least move on and live life on their own in a respectable manner, then you are going to continue thinking that all men are bad. So this is food for thought. Excuse me. So that's food for thought. Who are your friends? Who are your friends and what are they telling you? Are they telling you all men are bad? Because not all men are bad. So if you're still in that friend group and you're still in that headspace, you are not yet ready to date. You're not yet ready. Number 5. Number 5 is related to all the others that I've been talking about, but how much do you love yourself? What is your level of self-love? How much do you love yourself? It's related to number 1 also. If you love yourself, you'll be happy. How much do you love yourself? How much do you love your life? How much do you love who you are from head to toe? How much do you respect yourself? How much do you feel you're worthy? What is your level of self-love? Because if your self-love meter isn't high, no man can also love you highly. Listen to me. If you love yourself in a low way, sorry guys, my allergies. I have allergies. So if your level of self-love is low, the man also cannot love you enough. He will not, so people can only love you up to the level you love yourself. If you love yourself in a low way, the guy that you meet is also not going to, is going to love you in that low manner. So how high is your self-love? Because if you love yourself, you respect yourself, when you meet the man, he will see how well you carry yourself. He will see how well you love yourself, and he will love you at that level and even higher, because he'll see how aware of yourself you are. This one is really important. It's critical. You have to know how much you love yourself. If you still feel like you're complaining everything about yourself, I'm too fat, I'm too thin, I don't like my hair, I'm too dark, I'm too light, my stomach is too this, you're still self-critical, you need to fix that first. You have to love yourself, embrace who you are. I'm not saying that we shouldn't be improving in our lives. If you have a few pounds to lose, at least love yourself where you are now while you're losing the pounds, because all you have is you. You don't have anybody else. So how high is your self-love? Because the man you meet can only love you up to that level. If your self-love meter is at 2 out of 10, you are not yet ready to date. If your self-love meter is like 7 out of 10 and higher, yes, you're ready to date. But if you're still down here and you hate yourself, you hate your life, you don't like what you see in the mirror, you don't like, then you need to work on your self-improvement first before you go back into dating. Okay, that's really, really important. And then number 6, your past beliefs. What are your past beliefs? What do you even expect from marriage, right? What do you expect from marriage? What was your past like? What kind of marriage did your parents have? Your siblings in general, what kind of marriage do they have? Were your parents also divorced? Do you still believe in true love? Do you still believe in marriage? Do you still believe that marriages can last forever? What are your past beliefs about marriage? This one is critical, because if you're born into a family where your mother has been divorced 3 or 4 times, none of the relationships worked, and you believe that that's fine, that's normal, it's okay for a woman to just get divorced, marry, get divorced, marry, get divorced, marry, and just be jumping around, that's what you're going to believe. That's what's going to be in your headspace. Or you've learned your lesson and you know that, okay, even though my mom had this kind of life, I don't want it, so I'm going to work at my marriage. I'm going to prepare myself before I go into marriage so I can increase my chances of staying married. So what is your past marriage belief like? What kind of family did you grow up in? If you grew up in a family where the mom and dad were together, you're more likely to retain a marriage. If but you can also heal. Like for me now, even though I got divorced, I don't want my kids to get divorced. So I help them, I talk to them about mistakes to avoid and all of that. But have you been meditating and journaling about that okay, I was born into a family where there was so much divorce. My mom divorced 3, 4 times, 5 times. She's single now, she never got remarried, she's still miserable and not happy. Have I learned a lesson from that? Have I healed from that? Or am I still carrying that around and thinking that that's okay? Again, I'm not criticizing a woman who gets divorced 4 or 5 times. I don't know her story. But you can subconsciously take that kind of behavior and be repeating it yourself if you haven't come to terms with it. So you have to think about that. You have to journal about it. My mom being divorced 4 or 5 times and still being single and miserable, how is that affecting my headspace? Am I praying against that I don't want it? Or what is it that I want really? How has that past affected me? How am I going to dissociate myself from that so that my future can be better? So your past beliefs about marriage are very, very important. You have to come to terms with that. And then the seventh, the last one, okay? The seventh one is, have you learned your lessons from the last relationship? Have you learned your lessons from the last relationship? What part did you play in the breakup of the relationship? Have you come to terms with those? What parts did your ex-husband or your ex-boyfriend play that you did not like that led to the demise of the relationship? Have you come to terms with those? And are you going to make sure that when you see those traits in another man, you're going to avoid them so that you don't end up the same way? Because usually whatever led to the demise of your last relationship, if you are not yet healed, you don't have closure yet, you haven't journaled about it and confronted it and prayed against it, it will keep on happening, because negative patterns they magnify. Okay, negative patterns magnify. If you follow me on Instagram, there's a reel that I posted a few days ago where a woman came to me and said that she wanted to sign up for my coaching. And we had talked first. So she told me that she was divorced before, her husband was very controlling, and now she's remarried, she's happy, and they blended their kids together, and she's happy. So I said, oh, good, I'm so happy for you. Then she started talking about how she wants to start a business, and she really likes what I do. She wants to hire me as her coach, but that she doesn't have the $14,000, and she has to ask her husband if it's okay. So I said, oh, good, go and ask him. I hope, everything will be fine. I was thinking, oh, I'm sure this husband is going to say yes, because I'm thinking, oh, because I saw their pictures. They look quite well to do. I mean, again, I don't know anybody's pockets, but I saw their pictures. Everything was shiny. Everything looks good. They don't even live in a developing country. They live in a developed country. I'm not going to say the country so that you people can guess who it is. So yeah, she looked well and everything. The husband looks like he should be able to, I don't know. But anyway, she came back and said, oh, I'm sorry. He said, I cannot sign up. He said, he said, I can't sign up for coaching. So I said, oh, I'm sorry, but why does he have to decide for you? And I actually told him, like, you told me that your ex-husband was controlling. Are you sure that you haven't gone into another controlling marriage? That's what I asked her. I'm like, because it sounds like your husband is still dictating your life for you. I don't even remember what her answer was, or maybe she didn't even answer, but I wanted to help her because this is a woman who said she left a controlling husband, she got divorced, but now she still has to go to this current husband to ask him for money. And the husband said no. So it sounds like she hasn't learned her lesson. It sounds like she's still being controlled by her current husband. So if you don't come to terms with what happened in your previous relationships and how you're going to avoid them, and how you're going to figure out that you're not attracting the same kind of man all the time, you're not yet ready for a relationship, because otherwise you'll keep attracting that same kind of man. For me, I knew what my issue was in my last marriage. I had a lot of mother-in-law issues, not accepting me. I had, my ex that was really, really close to his mother. Those sons that are extremely close to their mothers. It's like you feel like your whole life, your whole marriage, you're the second wife. You just feel like the mother-in-law is the first wife, because there's nothing you can say. The mother-in-law, whatever the mother-in-law says is what's going to happen in your home. So I struggled with that for years. Okay, I struggled with that for years and I knew that I was going to make sure I got married to a man who had a father figure in his life. I was not going to meet another man who his mother was his dictator and told him everything to do. I had learned my lesson from that. So during the 10 years that I was single and divorced, I gave myself time. I journaled about it. I wrote letters to God. I talked to God about the kind of man I want. Please bring me a man that is close to his father, that has a father figure in his life and a mother figure, both of them. but especially a man that has a father figure in his life. Please don't bring me another man who is his mother's baby, because I don't want to struggle with another mother-in-law. And lo and behold, God answered my prayers. My husband and his dad are very close. His dad is a very good man. He and his mom were married. His mom passed away a few years ago, but his parents were married the whole time before she passed away from an illness. She passed away, I think, in her late 70s or maybe early 80s, and he's 90 years old. My husband's father is 90 years old. He lives in England, but he calls his father every day. I talk to him. He's a lovely man. He just loves me and my kids. So I prayed to God. I confronted what it was that broke up my relationship the first time. I was aware of it. I knew I had healed from it. I knew how to figure out, because I knew from day one that my ex-husband and his mom were very close. And people warned me about it, but I did not listen. Okay? I did not listen. I didn't listen. So when people close to you tell you something, think about it. And then if you are seeing it too, be careful. Be careful. Be careful. So yes, so for me, I knew what it was that I didn't want. I was aware of it, and I made sure that I prayed against it, and I did not continue that pattern. A lot of you still continue the same pattern. First of all, you don't give yourself time to heal. You don't ask yourself these 7 questions. You don't make sure that you have healed, you have closure. These are 7, I'm sure there are more questions, but I took time to think about this one. These are 7 critical questions you have to ask yourself before you start dating again. If you can't answer all these 7 properly, you're not yet ready to start dating. And you probably need a therapist or a dating and relationship coach to help you. If you really want to get married and you want a successful marriage, you will have to pay for a coach or a therapist at some point. Okay, if you've been trying, and nothing is working, you better invest your money in a therapist or a coach. And I'm happy to help you. My prices are not cheap. You can go to my website, driyabo.com, or go to my Instagram page at Dr. Iyabo. I have an 8-week program. I also have a 1-hour program. My sessions are not cheap, but they will give you the best that you need. And not only will I help you with dating, but I'll also help you with everything, with your career, with your business, with your life, with your health, with your lifestyle. By the time you're done with that 8-week program with me, you will be a changed individual for the better. You will have evolved into a higher version of yourself. So my coaching isn't cheap. Why? Because it's very effective. So if you'd like to invest in my 8-week session to help you with your dating and relationships so you can attract a good guy, to help you take care of your money and your finances, to help you take care of your health and your lifestyle and all your other relationships, send me a DM on Instagram at Dr. Iyabo, or go to my website, driyabo.com, and send me an email from there. And look at my prices, because my prices are not cheap. Look at my prices before you send me a message. If you don't feel it's in your price bracket, then just make do with my YouTube videos. But if you feel like you want to invest that amount, please send me an email, because on January 1st, my prices are going up. So you have these 6 weeks to sign up with me so I can help you take care of your dating, your relationships, your money life, your career life, your health, all that good stuff, because I'm highly trained and highly experienced in all 3: dating and relationships, finances, and health and lifestyle. Those 3, and those are the 3 main facets of life. I can help you make money, I can help you date better, I can help you with your health and lifestyle. So send me an email. Don't procrastinate, because like I said, on January 1st, my prices are going up. So if you're interested, please send me a DM. I hope you enjoyed this video today. If you did, please like it and comment. A lot of you don't comment, and then you come to my DM on Instagram and you're like, oh, Dr. Iyabo, I loved your video. I'm like, did you comment that on YouTube? So please, if you loved this video, please leave your comments below, even if it's just great job, Dr. Iyabo, or some hearts. Please comment below. It helps the algorithm so that my video is showed to more people. Thanks for watching. I will see you next week with another video. Bye. God bless you. Bye bye.